Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to race number 2 of the System 7 presented by Game Glass. My name is Crucian Gaming, and of course, I got the incredible, all the way from down under, my man, Croncy from Australia. Croncy, how are you doing today, man?
Doing fantastic, Crucian. Ready for another fantastic week of racing, and always good to be, sitting here next to your beautiful face.
Nah. It's all about you, man. But anyways, welcome everybody from home. By the way, Croncy, before I jump into anything else, I want to say big shout out to Esper, !Esper in chat. The guy has been coming in, helping us edit these recaps, edit these highlight videos, man. I want to give a big shout out to Esper, guys. Like, instead of playing the same System 7 trailer every stream, now we're going to have highlights playing of the last race before the new race 6 plays. So big shout out to Esper, man. Croncy, what do you thought about that highlight video, though, in the beginning? I loved it.
Yeah, that was an awesome video, and I mean, makes sense because it was an awesome race as well. So it was really cool to see all those moments again, see some of those cool things like Diplomat trying to overtake on the pipe once again. So Esper did a really good job. It's a great video.
I totally agree. I think he did a fantastic job. So shout out to Esper. Anyways, let's jump into what we're here for. We're in race number 2 of the System 7, and nothing is holding us back. We got 318-1 went live just recently, Croncy. Let's talk about StarCitizen a little bit. How has your experience been as a content creator? How has it been for you so far since 318-1 has hit the live servers?
Yeah, the 318 patch in general has been a bit rough, but 318.1's brought a lot of stability back to the servers. I'm excited to hop in it again tonight and try out all the fixes and whatnot. So it's good to be able to play a bit more again and have a bit more of the community popping back in. Yeah.
No, yeah, totally agree. As for my experience, I honestly haven't jumped into 3.318.1 just yet. I'm actually planning on jumping it tomorrow. Doing some other race-style recaps that I did last week for Esports. I did a little bit of River Canyon run. It was actually pretty fun, so I plan on jumping out tomorrow, doing some more runs, probably for the Babbage Bash. So, but yeah, man, I think overall experience has been great. I know there's been a lot of issues, but I still want to give a shout-out, Croncy, to Robert Space Industries and the Cloud Imperium team, man. They're working hard to try to get the experience to a level where we're all happy with. So shout out for them to working hard and kind of, putting in the gas pedal and trying to get these patches out as quickly as they can. So very excited. But Croncy, we got we got something cool coming out. We got a free fly event this week from the 13th to the 20th. So shout out to Robert Space Industries. They released a patch and they got a free fly event for 5 different I think ships, Croncy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So I don't remember the exact ships, but I believe the Mustang's in there. I think the 100i series is in there. But yep. Yeah, it's a good opportunity to get in and start playing the game now if it's something that you've been looking into doing, because we know that there's a wipe coming out in 318.2. So now you can kind of just enjoy the game, learn the game, play it. Nothing really matters. There's no progress, so you don't have to worry about that as much. But do make sure you use someone's referral code, because I believe they've got a Merlin up for grabs at the moment.
And by the way, if you do use a referral code, make sure you use Croncy's. Don't use mine. Use Croncy's. Go find him in his channel. But I know that Merlin usually is used a lot for, racing and stuff. So Merlin is a great racer for you to kind of get into the verse and try those new racetracks, in 318.1. So that's all great. But before we jump into the race, Croncy, I just want to talk a little bit about a couple partners that we have that has not only been supporting the community for a long time. They support Esports. They actually support StarCitizen. And the first, the first, partners I want to talk about is Game Glass, because I have actually been using Game Glass a lot more recently, and they have, during the free fly event, they have some great offers. So, !Glass Pass in the channel, because they are offering right now 10% off their Glass Pass. If you guys don't know what Game Glass is, they're pretty much, you can use a tablet, a phone, an iPad. They're pretty much touchscreen controls that you can use to actually play StarCitizen. So you already know that StarCitizen has about 1 million hotkeys, Croncy, or 2 million. How many?
I think they just upped it to 2.5. I'm fairly sure in 318. So yeah.
So 2.5 million hotkeys. So. Yeah. Oh my God, that's too funny. But yeah, anyways, you can actually use Game Glass, put it on an iPad or iPhone or whatever it is, and you can actually control the game with the touch of your finger, which is absolutely incredible. So Exclamation mark Glass Pass in the chat. They're offering 10% off. And if you're a subscriber by the 20th, you can win a Vulture. So shout outs to Game Glass for not only sponsoring Atmo Esports, but being the presenting sponsor for all of our events. And then the next one, obviously, is it's just Tobii Gaming. Tobii has really come in here and they're working on making more tools for for Star Citizen. So if you guys have never used head and eye tracking, it changes completely how you play the game. It's a lot of fun. It's very immersive. I know Croncy used Tobii. Like, how do you use it a lot, or do you only use it in certain occasions, Croncy? Can you tell us a little bit about just Tobii and your experience?
Yeah, I've used it a bit all over, but it definitely tends to sort of show its merits a lot more when you're doing like racing and dogfighting. Those are sort of probably the two biggest ones where you just need to have a bit of a better awareness of your surroundings when you're actually, taking turns and whatnot. So it's an absolute godsend there. It's absolutely fantastic. And plus there's a bunch of other games that you can use it on too. It's not just Star Citizen. So it's always been a fantastic product. So yeah.
Well, I totally agree. Well, if you guys want to try out Tobii, it is on discount right now. It's a Tobii eye tracker. I actually have it right here. It comes with a case. Well, no, they sent me this case. It doesn't come with a case, but I've been using it. I still use mine, so definitely go check them out. It really changes the way you play the game. So exclamation mark Tobii in chat. It'll take you to the link, and you can have 15% off. So anyway, that's enough of that, guys. I just wanted to kind of show you guys some love because a lot of these partners, when they see a free fly, obviously, everything is not free, but they see a free fly and they want to make sure that when new citizens get into the game, they can have, some tools at a discounted price. If they want to make the game more immersive and have a better experience, they're there for, they're there to help. So anyways, Croncy, let's talk about what happened in race number 1 with Snake Pit, with the Snake Pit. But before that, let's go take a look at our currently leaderboard and standings right now. So, Croncy, right now, obviously, we know Nomies came in hot in race number 1. A lot of the time it was Gerbo the Gnome, Nomies, and then you had Herbie as well fighting for that top spot. We saw Herbie fall a couple times in that pipe, but how are you feeling about these teams with their current standings? And from race number 1, what do you expect going into race number 2?
So, firstly, from Nomies being a completely brand new team, Gerbo being a completely brand new racer, only really started racing the last couple of months, and getting a first place finish, first race of the series. I mean, you've got to be happy about that. That's an absolutely awesome way to start things off. And they had to fight for it, though. It wasn't easy. They had Herbie on them pretty much the entire race of race 1, a little bit swapping back and forth, but Nomies was just able to get through there. We saw a lot of really good battles last week. Pretty much everyone here had to fight for their spots. And we also saw some awesome things, like Diplomat was at one place in 4th place when he went for that overtake, but got a little bit punished for it, and you can see what happened. He dropped a couple of points there. So a great start, but a bit rough for them as well. But it is still first race, so we have a lot of opportunities for people to come back. We've got some people like Corona Racing, Infinite Empire, Team Splend, who I do expect to do really well over the course of the entire series. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens today and see where everyone lands on this leaderboard.
I totally agree with you with all those points, Croncy. I'm going to be honest with you. If I feel like if there wasn't desync or any I feel like Diplomat would have got that overtake, and I would have been in the tattoo parlor, before I got to CitizenCon, because that would have been rough. But I feel like I don't know if it was desync or not. I'm not going to blame that why he didn't get that overtake. But at the same time, I just feel like he would have probably got it if the game was obviously, just optimized the way it should be. But anyways, that doesn't matter. I'm not saying anything bad about the game, because we're out here having the time of our lives, and these racers are the top 16 racers currently right now in Star Citizen, and they're here battling it out to be the Stanton 7 champion. So let's go into a little bit of predicting here, because we're back into so before I get into everything, race number 2 was supposed to be River Canyon Chaos, but because of 318.2 not being released yet, we're moving over to Tundra, to Microtech Tundra Dash, which we're back in the Cyclone RC. Usually during a System 7 season, there's 2 different races where we're jumping back into Cyclone RC. Now, do you feel like this race is going to have the same results as the last one, where you see, obviously, are perfectionists, where Nomies and Herbie are taking the majority of the lead here, Croncy. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, look, I would say that they are definitely the sort of masters of the Cyclone RC in the field, but I know that this is a racetrack that a lot of people really like practicing because it's a very easy one to set up, so you can get your rounds in very quickly. So it really could go any way. So I do still expect Nomi's Gerbo from Nomi's and Herbie from Punch Buggy to perform really well here. But remember, look out for Diplomat, returning champion. Look out for Nezrathil, returning champion, right? We've got a lot of really, really good racers who have sort of a really good understanding of all of the vehicles that they're going to be using over the course of the series. And they've had a lot of practice on this track because Nezrathil and Diplomat have done this 2 years prior, right? They've done it before. So yeah, I think expect good things from Gerbo and Herbie, but don't discount anyone. There'll be some interesting lines that we're going to see.
Yeah, I totally agree. And looking at this race number 3, which is going to be today for race number 2, taking place for the River Canyon Chaos. Croncy, you have the best lifetime on this one, man. But, since then, vehicles have gotten a lot slower, right? The Cyclone RC is a lot slower. The boost got nerfed by a little bit. So what kind of time frame are we looking at in today's race, going from obviously SMO 18 to Calhoun and then back? So what average times are we going to be looking at today?
So honestly, do not expect that best lap time to still be there after today. I've been hearing some things from some of the races, and while the boost numbers are down, that slight increase in the Cyclone's base speed on an endurance race like this can make a lot of difference. So from what I've been hearing, probably the best lap times that we're going to see today, most likely, are going to be around the 40-minute mark, with probably the majority of the field around the 45, 48-minute mark.
Yeah, and then one thing I love about this race, too, is that the racers are going to be going through 2 different biomes. You got the snowy mountain pass biomes, and then you have just mountain passes, trees, in the forest biome, going all the way to Calhoun, turning around and coming back is actually a gorgeous track. One of our favorites one. That's why it's been back since, since the first System 7 in 2951. So a great track. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of great competition. But yeah, it's gonna be a great one. But Croncy, I think I want to show a little bit about what is at stake, right? This is an entire System 7. We have an entire season with 7 different races where they have you accumulate points. Let's take a look at the prize pool, because this is what a lot of the racers are currently fighting for, right? It's not only bragging rights, but you get a trophy. You get a lot of great in-game items. A big shout out to Robert Space Industries for providing a lot of these ships and prizes for the competitors. But first place, if you go to CitizenCon, right, this year especially, where we're hoping to see a lot of you beautiful faces out there, you're going to get a special championship jacket that only you get. Not even we get it. Not even the staff. Nobody gets it. It's just directly for the winners. You guys get an incredible bomber jacket that says System 7 2953 champion that you can rock to CitizenCon and brag about it, So I think it's cool, Croncy. What do you think about all these other prizes here?
Yeah, I mean, they're always fantastic. Every year, I feel like the System 7 has, just the best prizes. I haven't won any of them, though. Christian, what's up with that?
Yeah, about that one. Now, Croncy, you got to throw me the muscle. I don't know, man. You get back into it, man. If hey, race next year, I got you, man, We'll sneak in some extra boost.
It's too hard.
Yeah, dude, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, the competition is definitely tough, but some incredible prizes up there for second and third place. Like your whole entire team's got some jerseys. And it's funny because right now you're looking at those jerseys and you're like, damn, those are sweet. But crew, why are you wearing a 2951 Stanton 7 jersey? And why does Croncy look like he's casting from Hawaii? Hey, it's all good, guys. The System 7, the System 7 merch collection is officially out now! Exclamation mark merch. You like that transition, don't you? Incredible transition right there. But guys, I had to, bro. I had to. But anyways, hey, look, the System 7 merch collection is out, guys. All right, now go grab something. The jersey currently is on pre-order as we wait for a couple approvals. But man, the merch looks incredible. I love the typography design. Guys, go grab something, help support Amo Esports, because I'm telling you guys, we are doing something incredible this year, and I can't wait for you guys to get more information on it. So please, if you can, grab some merch, help support. We'll love to see you wearing this stuff at, you know, during Citizen Cup. By the way, Crunchy, I'm buying that jersey, and I'm getting you one too, so don't worry, I got you, man. But we need to be rocking some System 7s at Citizen Con.
Oh, for sure. I might have to pick myself up one of those hoodies, actually. I really like that hoodie.
Well, I'll take care of the jersey for you, but that's actually a windbreaker, not a hoodie. Believe it or not.
Ah.
Yeah. So because a lot of people over time have been asking us, hey, you have any con options? Yeah. So we actually have a con T-shirt and a con hoodie in the store now. So if it's more comfortable for people, more cozy. So we do have those options, but that one specifically is a windbreaker. So and it is also really cool. So. But yeah, so let's jump into the leaderboard here for our points as well. So that way, those of you guys at home can get a little bit of an idea how our structure works. So what the System 7 is a pretty much an F1 style racing league that we use point structure. I know in F1, usually before they go into the big race, they qualify. This one is a little bit different. Usually, you know, in System 7, they qualify in the beginning. But throughout the 7 races, once you qualify for the System 7, only the top 16 teams get to race. Now they get into a tournament point structure just like F1. So first place 25 points, second place 18 points, and so on and so forth. So even though, Croncy, you see a big gap in numbers, anybody else can come up and pass you the next day, because if Nomies don't get first place and they only get 6th place, right? Whoever's in that 3rd place and get 25 points can easily come up and pass you. We've seen some very close calls. We've seen people win with only 2 points in past seasons. So, you know, like, people see a massive gap, but man, it's so worth it, Croncy. But, you know, Croncy, let's talk a little bit about your experience, because you've been in this race, you've participated in it. So how do you feel like, you know, this F1 style being brought to the verse kind of feels like for you?
Yeah, I think it's a really good system, especially as, like, it kind of feels like there's a bit of a, almost like it's a catch-up mechanic type thing, right? So if you're not particularly good with the Cyclone RC, having the opportunity to, you know, do one of like the Nox race, like we'll be doing with the new Babbage Bash, it's good to have that availability there, so you can actually, get up further on the leaderboard. In this race in particular, you know, it was the map was a bit rough a couple of years ago, the first year, but last year it was probably the most close race we had, and we saw a lot of the results from that race sort of echo on in the leaderboard in the weeks following, right? So the second race is a really important one. You know, everyone's got their nerves out of the way from the first start, so now it's time to bring your A game, time to get some points, and really just try to get that top 8. Just try to get a couple extra points. That's what it's all about.
No, well, that sounds incredible, so I'm not too worried about that. But, you know, guys, the race is about to begin here very soon. But before we jump into this race number 2 for the System 7 presented by Game Glass, Microtech Tundra Dash will return here shortly. Thank you guys all for hanging out at home, and we'll be right back after this quick break to bring you, hopefully, the start line here soon. We'll be right back. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Your eyes are the gateway to your brain. It's time to start getting serious about protecting them. Reinforcements have arrived. Introducing Gamer Advantage, a gaming wellness company rooted in science. Patented, clinically proven, and trusted by thousands of people. Our glasses are designed to fit comfortably under a headset, look amazing, and offer protection indoors and out. Our lens will help you sleep better, which means feel better and perform better. There's no color distortion, and they are available in prescription. Internal protection starts with eye candy, an eye health, immune boost, and antioxidant formula. Fog Away, the #1 selling anti-fog spray for eyewear. Gamer Advantage. Gaming wellness reimagined.
Head tracking adds so much to immersion in supported first-person games. When you try it, you're going to see why it makes so much sense. It's been created to seamlessly let you look where you want to, and with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, everything just works. Tobii has been the go-to name for head and eye tracking, and over time, their product has evolved. Their newest implementation has the most simplified setup because they did all the work for you. Offering both head and eye tracking, Tobii is able to track precisely through glasses or contacts, and once calibrated, it will never lose its center. The head tracking solution that integrates at the bottom of a flat or curved monitor, look at what you want to target sooner, look at what you want to lock your missile to, look at where you want to bomb, look in the direction that your ship is traveling to get the edge, look around and get the advantage. Just look and let Tobii Eye Tracker 5 do the rest in Star Citizen and a host of other simulation titles. It's so natural that you forget it's there.
Mayday, this is Red Wind, FR 9-183, requesting immediate support. I'm under fire from an unknown number of hostiles. Sending my location now.
HQ, strike team. Contract assigned.
HQ, strike team, roger. Proceeding to target. Red Wind, Foxtrot, Romeo, 9-183, Walker strike team on site for assistance. HQ, strike team, contract fulfilled, ready for tasking.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the System 7 race number 2 presented by Game Glass. Again, I'm Crucian. We got Crunchy here, and we're getting ready to get race number 2 underway. Microtech Tundra Dash. Very excited for this one today. And by the way, Crunchy, I forgot to give some shout out to the love to the staff behind the scenes. Shout out to all the camera people, volunteers. Shout out to Walkers of Sigma, and most of all the competitors, man, for kind of coming out here, qualifying and putting on the best race that they can be. But very excited here, Croncy, for this race to get on the way very, very soon. And we kind of talked about the race course again. I'm just very excited. But let's get into a little bit. I guess we did a little bit of predictions, but you didn't really give me a clear pick on who you're going with today, Croncy. You kind of weaved around it. I got to come back to you. Who are we feeling for today's race to take it all?
It's so hard, Crucian, because over the course of the years, I've become friends with a lot of the races, and I don't like to be
play
favorites.
Okay.
But with that said,
break
Herbie.
it.
Herbie, always 100%
Herbie.
Yeah,
okay.
Herbie's going to grab this one for sure.
Yeah, well, for all of you guys watching at home, first of all, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you guys are enjoying the show today, make sure you guys follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and all the social platforms. And by the way, if you guys missed the race, whether it's the qualifiers or race 1, we have them all on YouTube where you guys can go back and watch them. So anyways, let me jump in here. So you went with Herbie here, and let me tell you why I don't think I'm gonna go with Herbie here. Is because this race, Microtech Tundra Dash, has been around this is the 3rd year. All right, I feel like we're gonna have some type of veteran coming in hot because they already know what to take. The planetary system of Microtech hasn't changed, right? The terrain hasn't changed as much. So I'm not gonna give you 2 choices, but I feel like Capcom Alpha may come in and surprise and grab that win. They took 2nd place last year, so I think Capcom Alpha may come and impress, or even Team Far Out, who has really been racing for a while. So Diplomat, I think one of these veterans from the past is going to come here and take the race today, Croncy.
Yeah, look, it makes a lot of sense. As I was mentioning sort of before, like Diplomat, Nezrathil, all of these players have a lot of experience with this track. But, I mean, I've got to push back on you on it. Herbie, I don't think anyone puts in as much work as Herbie does.
Much work,
with the Cyclone RC. I mean, Herbie, even if Herbie never uses the Cyclone RC for the rest of the event, Herbie will still be practicing these races with the Cyclone. He's just that good. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like you said, it's a multi-biome a race, and even though it is like 2 biomes, it ends up being more like 5. So there's like a lot of skills that come into it in like certain different sections. You got this flat snowfield section at the start. You've got like a mountainous section. You've got the tree sections. There's a forest section. Like it's going to cater to a lot of different people very differently. Yeah. So yeah.
No, I totally agree. Anyways, let's go over the teams here, Croncy, because we have a lot of teams. We have the top 16 teams in StarCitizen that are here to race. But, a lot of these guys, one thing I love about our events is that we have diversity from all over the world. But before I get into all the roster, Croncy, I want to talk about one thing really quickly, is about Con 42. So Con 42 is a StarCitizen event taking place in Frankfurt, Germany. Atmo Esports is actually going to be there in person. I'm going to be there next weekend. We're going to have Corsier's going to be there. Seven's going to be there. A lot of the staff and crew for Atmo Esports. We're going to have our own booth there. We're going to have a panel as well. So if you guys are anywhere around Frankfurt, Germany, and you guys want to come hang out with us, man, please go check out, look up Con 42 on Google, or I think it's con42.de, I believe, where you can still grab some tickets. If you guys live around the area, we'll love to see the community come out and support. Come talk to us about, whatever it is that Crucian sucks at casting, or maybe a new event in the future. Whatever you want to talk about, I'm here to listen, man. I'm here to listen. So, but Croncy, I'll give it to you. Tell us a little bit about some of these racers, teams, and where they're from.
Yeah, so we've got Herbie from the UK. Herbie has been one of the newer racers that popped up early last year and absolutely crushed it and has just constantly been doing a really, really good job. It's been awesome to see them. We have... I have lost the thing that tells me where everyone's from.
Oh, I got you, man. It's all good here. I'll shoot it out to you here in a second. But we got Team Splend obviously coming all the way from the U.S. So Team Splend Shepherd, he's probably streaming his race right now. Had a little bit of a bumps and bruise there for race number 1, where believe this or not, it most likely wasn't intentional, Croncy, but somebody threw like some type of like bottle and it damages Cyclone RC. So probably that's why before the race, it it probably took his wheel out, because that bottle that he threw kind of like probably gave the Cyclone RC a little bit of damage. So it was something that you don't think about, and you just like, oh, it's not a big deal, we'll just race. But for you competitors that are watching, man, if something happens like that, make sure you say something, all right? Because this is your tournament life, all right? So make sure you guys say, hey, something's going on with my vehicle, we need to change this shit out. So make sure you guys are paying attention, man, because hey, if you want to win, any little bit counts. But yeah, a bottle, Croncy, a bottle.
Yeah, some sabotage from the other races, obviously, just some absolutely brutal sabotage. Yeah, continuing on, we've of course got Diplomat, returning racer. He's from Norway, absolutely huge in the racing community. A lot of you will know him, the actual creator of scr.gg. And
man.
Yeah, always fun to watch him race around.
Yeah, he's SCR has been great. It has all of our trackster as well. So if you're into trying to be the best of the best, trying to get on top of that leaderboard and have a world record, you go to scr.gg and you check it out. They got some great tools there that we're actually using for our race today. So big shout out to Diplomat and SCR. So moving on, we got Amarok's Fang, Team Amarok's Fang. We got Gravity Cat, also from the US here. We got Infinite Empire, Team Infinite Empire, which is Aaron the God, who's racing today from the Netherlands. I love that all these teams are from different places. We got Team Blackhawks, which is Ludox. By the way, Team Blackhawks really came out in the qualifiers. This was their first time in the qualifiers, Croncy, and they came out and gave us some incredible, results. Their qualifying time was a 1:30, which they came out all the way from Italy and did an incredibly great job. So shout out to Blackhawks. And then one of my favorite teams of all time, Skyer Alpha. Croncy, this is the team that is at all of our events. They never stop participating. They bring their A game every time. And dude, like if I could give them, I give them so much love, because no matter what place they have, no matter what experience they understand that anything could happen in the game, and they're still here continuing to participate all the way from Spain, and they're trying to win it all. So, shout out to Team Sky Alpha.
Yeah, they always do an absolutely fantastic job. Continuing on, we've got FCR, Frontier Consolidated Racing, with Tint. They're from the US. We've got quite a lot of US teams represented this year, actually. So it's good to see them pop more into it this year. We've got, of course, Sanji Sama, also returning racer, always popping off for tons and tons of races, and definitely a racer to look out for. Popping up from Iceland, all the way from Iceland, so that's kind of cool as well. Armic Nasty, who probably has my favorite name of anyone in the race, to be honest. From Team Leviathan, also from the US. Yeah, I mean, look, it's sometimes if you have the opportunity, you got to have a funny name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that I totally agree. And by the way, funny thing about Saji Sama is that I kept thinking over and over he's from the UK, and he's like, no, I'm from Iceland. You always get it mixed up. So, but it's cool that Sanji, another great racer, I think he could be another person that if that can even take this race as well. So another incredible veteran within Kuroda Racing, has multiple titles under under Kuroda Racing for the Daymar Rally as well. So, and then we got Viva with Nezratil, who won, Stanton 7 last year, which is System 7 this year, to kind of, make sure that we are going to other systems and not just stuck in the Stanton system. That's where the name change came from. So Nezerthil, all the way from Sweden. We got Delta Dietis. We got Wired Racing today, all the way from Canada. Triple R Racing. We got Pixie Guns, all the way from the U.S. Capcom Alpha from Catalonia. So, and then Ghost Corporation, which is Doc Frost, all the way from the U.S. as well. So, like you said, Croncy, a lot of U.S. teams, but we still have a lot of, like, I think it's half and half. From what I'm seeing here, we have 2, 4, 6, about 7 teams out of the 16 from the U.S., and then the other teams are just from all around the world, which is all absolutely incredible. And I just love seeing the diversity that everybody's just here to have a good time and hopefully get some races out. So,
yeah, it's always really good to see the diversity. Just hopefully I can convince more people from the APAC region to join up next year. It feels a little lonely not to see my country there in the country of origin list.
I know, trying to get somebody. I mean, we don't, we have a lot of incredible racers from Australia. I believe Jet Heller, who's a 2-time Damo Rally champion, or 3-time, I believe. I think it's 2 or 3. Sorry, I lost count. So incredible racer overall. He's like, you know what? I'm retiring. I'm helping Apple Esports now. So he's been helping us in the background. So all love for Jet Heller. But we have a lot of great racers in Australia. So we'll definitely love to see that, that community, kind of cultivate a lot more overall. So very excited to see what we do in the future, because Croncy, like, to be honest, man, like, for right now, System 7 is just, is just a single race. It could always, things like Fight or Flight can become a regional tournament, and, System 7 can be a regional tournament as well. So there's so much potential for this game to kind of have that competitive environment for everyone sooner or later. So I'm very excited for it. But yeah, a lot of great teams from a lot of great places. Let's show our course map one more time for those of you that are just tuning in. And again, I'm seeing a lot of love in the chat, so make sure you guys are showing love to your favorite racer. Make sure you're showing some support and all those subscriptions and follows. Really appreciate everybody at home that is watching. But let's go over the track here one more time, Croncy. So they're starting at SMO 18, which is what you just saw on the screen, where the 890 jump is at, and you got to drive. I believe, dude, I forgot how much kilometers it is. I think it's I believe it's about
time. It usually takes about 7 to 10 minutes to get out of the snow section before you start hitting the there's like a little grasslands area afterwards. So we'll see about 7 to 10
kilometers
minutes for him to do that. Yeah, 94 kilometers for the whole race for this one.
Yeah, so it's about 45 about 47 to get to Calhoun, turn around. You have to actually go in a circle around Calhoun, around that shelter there, and then make your way back. And honestly, man, I love where this starts, because it starts like on a hill, on a just a snowy plain, and then you're just start to transition into a mountain pass. So let's get back to our cameras. But guys, you're expecting a great race so far. It should be starting here fairly soon. We're just kind of taking a little bit precautions because we are in live right now, and I just want to make sure that the team is having adequate time to make sure that everything's in place. Nobody's dying when they're getting into their RCs. Box missions have been an issue as well, but hey, we're going to be here. We're going to do our best to kind of make this race happen no matter what. But, man, great shots by our team today, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it always has really, really nice views. I mean, it's a Microtech race that goes through like all of the biomes. It can't not look good. You know what I mean?
I know.
So, it's going to be a really, really nice viewing experience while we're watching it. So if we get caught up forgetting about a race and just looking at a tree, just remember that maybe I'm not super smart. I just want to look at pretty things, okay?
Well, I mean, so I guess while we are waiting for, all the racers to get ready, which should be here very, very soon, let's talk about like what we got coming up, because a lot of people may be new in the channel, Croncy. They don't know what races we have coming up. I mean, we did swap the races around a little bit. So for those of you guys that don't get confused, we're going to be going through. So after this race, which is race number 3, but it's actually race number 2, we're going to be going to the Babbage Bash. So let's put that track up here on the screen for you guys to watch. And Babbage Bash is going to be on the first gravelet vehicle for the season. It's going to be on a Nox. So in that Nox, you're going to be going around Microtech, around the city. It's actually an incredible race. So this is going to be our next race in 2 weeks from now, which is going to be on, I believe, April 29th. So on April 29th, you guys should be able to see the Babbage Bash. We move something around so have enough time so race number 2 is and 318-2 can be fixed, and we're able to kind of get on that race. But Croncy, what are your thoughts about Babbage Bash? I know we did it, during the CitizenCon race, but what about it with the Gravlev vehicles, the Nox?
Yeah, so one thing that I really love about the Gravlev vehicles on locations like this, where we're above the frozen lakes, is wheeled vehicles can be a bit dodgy sometimes. They can, we're waiting on the ground vehicle rework to come out. So being able to use the Gravlevs means that you have a much better time over these ice periods and also transitioning from the ice to the snow sections. The best thing about this race, though, is just how different it is between the ice and the snow sections. Because if you are going full blast on the Nox, you're 200 meters a second, and you go off, a small ramp, a small jump or whatnot, it could send you completely the wrong way. You've got to really be particular about your movements. You've got to really practice this one. You've got to very much get your lines perfect. So it's a great one to see in the Nox, especially it's much faster paced than when we participated in the STV, which means there's also more opportunities for overtaking. You do have to care a little bit about boost control once you get out of the straightaways. It's an absolutely fantastic track.
I totally agree with you in that, and honestly, I keep saying when I did this race in the Nox, one of the biggest things is that a lot of this race is going to be that 60% ice, 40% in the city. But man, if you don't slow down in the city, that's going to be the biggest mistake that you will receive, because you will explode, and that's going to be it. So 5 incredible laps here in Babbage Bash with a Nox is going to be absolutely incredible. So on April 29th, guys, make sure you guys come. Make sure you guys are following the channel. Come back here and check out this incredible race, man. I'm excited for this one. I think any Gravlev vehicle I get excited for, Croncy, because it's like completely different. So, I think the Babbage Bash here on April 29th is going to be absolutely awesome, man. So I'm very, very excited for it coming up. And then, we have the other races. We don't need to go back to those other courses, but, we got the buggy racetrack that we're going to be going to as well, which I'm excited for, because I wanted to do the qualifiers there so bad, and we weren't able to do it. But to see the 4 people race, Croncy, how exciting is that race going to be, man? I'm going to be smiling from ear to ear the entire time.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird experience, because we've had these 4. I'm not sure what to call it, but the 4 races with 4 people and advancements and whatnot. But we've never had it on such a curated track. We've either had it in the garage of New Babbage, which was pretty decent, or we've had it on the Sky Chasers, the platforms on Orison. But actually having it in this little proper location, where we're going to have instances of there's a jump that people have to worry about, and if you take that jump too slow, you might actually hit someone else that's coming underneath you, or you might spin out in the tunnel, and there's so many things that could happen on this track. It's going to make it really, really interesting. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I totally agree. And these PTVs, they don't have boost, they don't have they don't have it's pretty much just skill, right? Like, if you think you're going to go in the track, you can easily spin out on in the BTR course. I've done it before. You've seen people do 113, 114 laps. So it's been absolutely, I can't wait for it, because it's going to be a track, like you said, is very curated, and you're racing on it by yourself. But when you have 3 other people behind you or in front of you, it creates an entirely different experience for you as a racer. So definitely looking forward to that one. And then we have, I wish we could have used the STV somewhere else, but with CIG saying that they plan on putting different courses in the different areas where they do a lot of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. I really hope that they kind of change it up, right? I would love to see a track for the STV, or we got the PTV one in Orison, we got You know, another one in Microtech. In our code, we have one for maybe the Cyclone or maybe for a Mule. Whatever it is, I would love to see different tracks and not see the same one for the PTV over and over, because I would love to have different tracks that we can curate and kind of take it out there and then kind of see, you know, how different it is. People are racing in a flat ground rather than the terrain. So definitely looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing that's like really exciting for me with the whole thing with all the ground tracks is they did make a loop-de-loop. And I believe the asset is still there right now in live. It's just the PTV at the moment doesn't have enough speed to actually do the full loop. But if it can at some point, or they put in a vehicle that can at some point, and they put that in one of the racetracks, immediately becomes my favorite racetrack for sure.
No, I 100% agree. Anyways, guys, we're almost there. I know, like, we're trying, me and Cross here trying to get some filler stuff for you guys in, but hey, we're almost there. We have about 50% of our racers on the start line, guys, but we're gonna take another quick break so that way, hopefully when we come back, we have everybody on the race line and we'll be ready to go. So thank you guys all for jumping on here and showing us some love. And guys, stay tuned, because race number 2 of the System 7 Microtech Tundra Dash is coming up shortly. So almost there. We'll be right back.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Your eyes are the gateway to your brain. It's time to start getting serious about protecting them. Reinforcements have arrived. Introducing Gamer Advantage, a gaming wellness company rooted in science. Patented, clinically proven, and trusted by thousands of people. Our glasses are designed to fit comfortably under a headset, look amazing, and offer protection indoors and out. Our lens will help you sleep better, which means feel better and perform better. There's no color distortion, and they are available in prescription. Internal protection starts with eye candy, an eye health, immune boost, and antioxidant formula. Fog Away, the #1 selling anti-fog spray for eyewear. Gamer Advantage. Gaming wellness reimagined.
Head tracking adds so much to immersion in supported first-person games. When you try it, you're going to see why it makes so much sense. It's been created to seamlessly let you look where you want to, and with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, everything just works. Tobii has been the go-to name for head and eye tracking, and over time, their product has evolved. Their newest implementation has the most simplified setup because they did all the work for you. Offering both head and eye tracking, Tobii is able to track precisely through glasses or contacts, and once calibrated, it will never lose its center. The head tracking solution that integrates at the bottom of a flat or curved monitor, look at what you want to target sooner, look at what you want to lock your missile to, look at where you want to bomb, look in the direction that your ship is traveling to get the edge, look around and get the advantage. Just look and let Tobii Eye Tracker 5 do the rest in Star Citizen and a host of other simulation titles. It's so natural that you forget it's there.
Mayday, this is Red Wind, FR 9183, requesting immediate support. I'm under fire from an unknown number of hostiles. Sending my location now.
HQ, strike team. Contract assigned.
HQ, strike team, roger. Proceeding to target. Red Wind, Foxtrot, Romeo, 9-1-8-3, Walker strike team on site for assistance. HQ, strike team, contract fulfilled, ready for tasking.
System 7. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to System 7 presented by Game Glass here on race number 2. And as I said, guys, look, man, we're in 3.18.1. We're currently in live servers, having a little couple, small tidbits of issues. But, guys, we're getting all the racers here to the starting line one by one. So, please, hey, hang out with us here. And thank you guys so much for being so patient until we get all the racers ready to roll 100% here. So, anyways, Croncy, how you feeling, man? Are you like I'm a bit nervous because I want this thing to start. Like I'm over here with the chat, like yo, I'm trying. I need the thing to start right now, bro. Like I want to see some speed, some action. I'm ready, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, look, nothing gets your nerves going a bit more than, getting closer and closer and closer to the race. And, sometimes just with, the way that the game's in with development and stuff, sometimes it's a little bit longer. Those nerves get a little bit harder. But when you finally start, it's fine. When it's finally start, you get over it. It's race time and let's jam. And I think there's no better racetrack that displays that than this one. Because the second that you start, you just get to floor it for like 10 minutes. You just get to absolutely.
I know.
So, yeah.
No, I'm very excited for it. Something I want to jump on real quick. By the way, guys, if you guys are watching the show at home, appreciate you guys being here. Look, if you're a big part of the Star Citizen community, man, like, hey, we're always looking for good people to come help join us here at Apple Esports. All of us are volunteers. Me as a caster, Croncy as a cat, we're all volunteers, man. We're all doing it because we love the community. We have a passion for the community. So if you have a passion for the community yourself, all right, ! Discord, head on over to our Discord, man. Come join us there. Join a race, all right? We got a PvP tournament coming up called Fight or Flight. So if you're interested in PvP, or maybe you want to help us be a camera person, or you just want to help us and be a volunteer in our events, man, please feel free. Come on down. Come join us. Come help us out. We'll love to have you. And we're a pretty tight-knit community, so we're always here to help each other out. So if you have don't be scared, man. We're here. I think Croncy, you know, from your experience, you already know the StarCitizen community is absolutely incredible. Obviously we got the salties out there, but hey, we still love you too, man. It don't matter. You salty, the game's not out yet. I love you. It don't matter. Just saying.
I saw someone posted like something recently about like, you know, all the people that like hate on the game, like that's fine, let them hate on the game. When they do come and play the game, that's just more friends for us. When everything's perfect, it's fine. It's just more people to join because at least they know about the game. That's the important thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been experienced, you know, MMO player for a long time, man. I played like World of Warcraft since Alpha 22 in 2004. Played it for like 14 years straight. Rating like, you know, 12 hours a week, like a full-time job almost, man. But yo, like it's this community is completely different, man. I've never played a space and sci-fi game as lovely as StarCitizen, and it's still in an alpha state. Like I've never played Elite Dangerous. I'm not saying these games are bad. I'm just saying that I just love this game so much, and that's why I'm always here. That's why I'm always helping out, you know, Atmo push boundaries to the next level, and to see these racers here competing. You know, I'm not going to say that, you know, we have the best competitive integrity on the planet, but to see him compete at a high level is so incredible to watch.
Yeah, and the races all, you know, they take it really seriously. It's really important to them. They get their practices in, you know, they're passionate about the races themselves. If they have like suggestions of you know, track modifications or racing modifications, whatever, they'll test them and they'll let everyone know. It's the entire racing community in StarCitizen. Like StarCitizen is already probably like the closest knit community, and then you have the racing community, which is like even more supportive, and like it's really cool. Always has been.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like, you know, like it's incredible how in sync we are together, right? XGR is doing all the incredible, you know, racing events with what do you call it, with ships, and we take care of like everything else in between, from ground racing with ground vehicles to PvP to battle royales to a lot of incredible events, and you know, everybody supports each other, man. So I'm telling you, you know, it's a very, very great community. So, you know, shout out to XGR for, you know, for continuing to do some incredible ship racing and activities with their community as well. You know, and we just take care of all the ground. I'm not gonna lie, man, I love ship racing, but it's just something about ground racing in this game that makes me feel like I'm literally in Star Wars, you know, like especially with the gravelet vehicles. So I'm not gonna lie to you, like I get more excited when I see a ground vehicle come out, even though it's like the same thing, like the Lynx. It looks like the same thing, like a rover. Like it doesn't matter. I get excited because I know that how incredible the community is gonna get excited. And the first thing they always ask is, "This gonna be in the next Daemon Rally? Is this gonna be in the next System 7?" And it just makes me so happy. But look, we got a lot of incredible things coming down the pipeline and changes, and maybe some new events. Who knows what's gonna happen? But man, this community is incredible, and I cannot wait, Croncy, till more vehicles are released so we can continue diversing these races. And I don't know, maybe we add more races, maybe we add more people, maybe, you know, System 7 becomes a top 24 type of thing instead of top 16. So it's going to be absolutely fun and incredible to see it, you know, continue growing. So,
yeah, and there's it kind of can only grow at this stage as well. You know, we've heard from CIG that what they've done in 3.18 with the flying ship races, they want to do a similar thing for the ground races, right? So once we get, you know, either some Gravlev or some ground races in the game as like a, you know, UEC reward, I'm sure the floodgates are going to open even further on ground racing. You're right, there is something about it. There's something about driving a Cyclone RC competitively that I don't really get from any other game, honestly. I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's because like the all-terrain sort of nature of some of these tracks just makes it a little bit more interesting, or if it's just because the vehicles are cool, which they are, right? Yeah.
I mean, remember I believe the X1 is in the pipeline for hopefully to come out this year or early next year. So excited to see that. I know they're working on new ground physics, but you know, maybe those new ground physics are what they're waiting to come out for in order to implement the Ranger. Crossy, the second the Ranger comes out, like the Daemon Rally is gonna triple overnight. Like we're gonna see the Rangers be the biggest division, depending on which division it is. This is gonna be the biggest one, so it's gonna be exciting. So I hope they really balance that speed out with the Ranger to the grab lift vehicles, because I feel like it would be good to have them both around that same type of speed, or around that, how do you say that, that I guess that's that speed bracket is what I would say. So there's going to be so much great things that we're just, getting ready for, especially, man, it's going to be absolutely incredible to see the Rangers out there just really going, need for speed along with this, with the grab lift. So it's going to be so much fun. There's so much things coming up. So I'm telling you, yeah, the servers are borked. Yeah, maybe things are not working, but I feel like around this time it's one of the best times to get into Star Citizen, and get to learn it. So if you know some friends that are playing Star Citizen, man, get in the free fly and let them show you around. Because Crunchy, like, a lot of people have been telling me that the reason why they got into Star Citizen is because a friend walked them through that first 30 minutes of Star Citizen. Once they get through that first 30 minutes of Star Citizen, they absolutely fall in love. And that's just how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I can tell you that was exactly what happened to me in 2019. I'd seen like some of the trailers and stuff, and I was like, oh, this game looks kind of cool. My friend had the game, and he was like, all right, well, get it now. We'll go play for an hour. And I was immediately hooked, because, having a friend to show you through is, it's the best way to experience the game. Going back a small thing, one thing, you sort of mentioned, we've got these upcoming mechanics, or these, these vehicles and whatnot that are coming out in the next year or two. One thing that I've been thinking about is with 319, they're bringing in the tractor beam being able to take off and put on modules.
Right? Oh, yes.
One thing that I thought that, this could be, well, first off, this could be amazing for the Daymar Rally, because let's say we had what happened this past one, where some coolers were missing from the Cyclone RC. There was just a bug that was causing that. Now, you could just, in the person that's following you, you could just have a bunch of fresh coolers ready to chuck them and put them on the Cyclone RC. Or theoretically, let's say you lose a wheel, right? You lose a wheel. Theoretically, I would have to ask the RG, but theoretically, you should be able to tractor beam put a wheel back onto the vehicle. So there's a lot of stuff coming up that I didn't initially think would be super relevant to racing, but actually really is.
Yeah, like the whole thing of Daymar Rally is supposed to be more immersive. So as we get these new mechanics, like this year was the first year that we were able to get refueling in. It was absolutely incredible, right? We got some refueling in, and I'm hoping that maybe by next year we got some repair in, like you said, with with what do you call the gun again? The
tractor beam.
Because I'm pretty sure, the tractor beam are gonna have like a hand tool for it, and then they got the actual other stuff that you can actually, like, you saw the guy pulling the Aurora, which is wild, or taking out other weapons and stuff. So it's gonna be really cool to kind of see all that into place, man. Very, very soon. And just, we're going to be able to have Checkpoint Talon, Checkpoint Haskaha, where people have to go and have a pit stop and refuel, and it's just going to be more immersive. And even though the race is still a very long endurance race right now, having people to stop and repair is going to make the whole race a lot longer. So, which is what I want, to be honest. I want the race to be an actual endurance race, 10 hours, not for everybody, obviously, because we have different divisions, but I want it to be pretty long. I want it to be good, but I want it to also be fluid.
Yeah, and having the repair mechanics sort of actually be relevant within the course of the track makes it a lot more fun. Makes you have to think about, what do I want to bring to repair my vehicle, or where do I want to do a little pit stop and fix myself up before I take it a little bit too far and explode. It's always been really cool, and it does also theoretically have implications for things like the System 7, where maybe when we're doing setup, some vehicles are having some issues. If we can quickly repair those with like a tiny pit stop or whatever, that's great. We can get the show on the road faster, right? So it just
I totally agree. Totally agree. No, I totally agree there, and it's gonna be great. So, by the way, guys, Crunchy, I need to buy a hat that says sellout, because we're about to show you guys our new System 7 merch collection here, presented by or brought to you by .x. So, guys, before our race starts, which is about to start in about 2-3 minutes, make sure you guys, exclamation mark merch, grab some of our new System 7 collection. Okay, we want to see all you guys rocking whatever's in the merch store at CitizenCon. Whenever we do whatever event we're doing, I want to see all you guys there. We're going to take a massive photo of the entire community wearing the Ammo Esports merch. So make sure you guys grab something, help support us, because we have some cool new stuff coming up throughout this year, towards like Q3, Q4, the end of the year, man. We got some new stuff that we're working on, and we would love your support. So anyways, sellout hat off. Let's get back to some of our views here. But look at that grid, baby. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited, Kronzy. How about you?
I'm very excited. I just want to add one more thing onto your merch sellout section, though. I'm gonna add a thing. If I end up going to CitizenCon, every single person I see in Atmo gear, I will give you a free sticker.
Oh, baby, look at that. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, sellout times 2. There we go. Hey, man, that's awesome. I appreciate you. Hey, free Kronzy stickers. You can't deny this beautiful guy over here with a sticker and a hug too. Well, depending on how much someone, so yeah. You just we'll give a stickers and some hugs, or maybe a handshake or a fist bump or something. But we're almost getting ready here to race. I believe we're waiting for one more racer, Kronzy, but damn, that grid is looking incredible. I'm excited to get this countdown going and see these racers pedal to the metal all the way to see who comes out on top and who's going to put points on the board here for race number 2. I'm excited.
Yeah, and look, as we're getting that last person, there's a couple of things we can, sort of see right now. So it looks like we're going to be doing a night race for Microtech Tundra Dash, and there's a couple of little nuanced things that happen when you do a night race here that might not happen in other locations. So firstly, the skybox of Microtech, or the atmosphere, I guess, of Microtech, is a little bit lit up. It's not incredibly dark, so you do have a little bit of an advantage there. The lights on the Cyclone RC are particularly bright, and you can, I believe, I don't know if it's actually kind of a feature. I don't know if it's actually a bug, but you can make the lights on the Cyclone RC a little bit brighter if you ram into a tree. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone do that, because it can make a really big difference of how far you can see in that vehicle. The nighttime cycle in this location, I believe, is about an hour and a half, so it's unlikely that we're going to see any daytime. Maybe towards the very end we might see some daytime as the races come back towards the start line, but there's nothing necessarily to be concerned about with visuals. They're going to be able to see pretty much everything, unless I don't think so. We get a storm. A storm can be really, really brutal on Microtech, especially if we get it while they're in the forest section. So that's going to be something for us to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, that snow section going into the forest biome is going to be fairly quickly, so I highly doubt they get a storm, but it would be cool to see. But, like you said, usually when we race this, Kronzy, we do always end up getting that sun coming up as soon as, they get to Calhoun. So look at that, a beautiful overview camera by Planeteer. So shout out to all our camera crew who's always helping us, the eyes of the sky for us, man, and I'm excited. So, dude, that looks incredible. I can't wait.
Yeah, you can even see, before we started accessing our mobiGlass, you can see there a little sort of overview. You can actually see the snow section, which is roughly about 30% of the race, but they go through it so quickly because there's just no obstacles. It's all about boost control and just making sure you're on the right kind of like bumps and just maximizing
bumps.
that.
Yeah,
it's really once they get into the mountain section, the forest section, that's when they start to slow down a bit. They've got to do a lot more maneuvering, and that's why the majority of the race really is like. If the race goes for 40 minutes, 35 minutes of it is going to be in the forest. That's what you're most likely going to see.
Yep. No, I totally agree with you there. And by the way, man, like a lot of people think like racing this stuff for System 7 is easy. When I actually go into the game and try racing and try these other things, man, is actually a lot harder than you think. So when you see people getting those world records, man, they really put a lot of time into it. And just like anything else, practice is going to make perfect here. Obviously, there's things where the game might, screw you over, but practice is going to always make perfect here, no matter what, because a lot of these racers, they know the limits of every single vehicle, and they definitely push it. Because I'm telling you, when I do the first run of the Daymar Rally, I'm like, bro, like, how are these guys getting 10 minutes ahead of me? Like, it's insane. It's insane. So, love to see the dedication here from all the competitors.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that I really enjoy about this track, though, when we do get to near Calhoun, there's just this really cool thing that happens where because everyone will sort of be pretty tightly packed together for the majority of this track, I think really people are maybe going to be 5-10 minutes behind. Like last place would be like 5-10 minutes behind first place. When you do the sort of U-turn, just watching all of the races go past each other and zooming past each other on different sections, that's so much fun. It's really, really cool to watch.
Yeah, and let's go to our full view screen and let's go to our leaderboard so that way we can show the people at home as well. Hey, we have a leaderboard for you guys, so you guys will be able to see all the 16 racers. Once the race starts, it starts to get a little bit of separation. All the racers usually have different lines, right? So let's put the leaderboard up so you guys can check it out. The leaderboard is going to tell you guys who's in first place, how long we've been racing. It's not going to tell you the distance, but usually when we go to our overview camera, we should be able to show you that. So make sure you guys pay attention to that leaderboard right up there. That's going to give you all the information of today's race while it's happening live in Star Citizen in the test universe. Actually, I'm sorry, in the PU. We're actually in live servers, not in the PTU. So make sure you guys pay attention to the leaderboard up there. So great teams today. Again, we have Herbie driving for Team Punch Buggy, Splen driving for Team Splen, Diplomat driving for Team Far Out, Gerbo back at it driving for Team Gnomes, and looking for another first place finish. We got Gravity Cat from Emerald's Fang, Aaron the God from Infinite Empire, and Ludox from Black Gods. We got a lot of other teams. And by the way, Croncy, something that we're probably going to be doing here towards the second half of System 7 is probably getting some interviews from some of our racers so we can be able to show you guys, you know, who they are and why they're so excited and why they're so passionate about racing in these events in Star Citizen. So definitely something that we're going to be doing sooner or later.
Yeah, it'll be good to get sort of a view of, you know, how the racers feel about the race in general, what their favorite things are, how they practice. You know, one thing that was really crazy to me when we had an interview with Diplomat in the first System 7 was that Diplomat made a 3D model of the track. And it'd be really cool to like hear all of the, you know, all of these things that other races might do and how they feel about the community and all this. It's there are some personalities in there, let's just say.
No, I totally agree with you, and that's the kind of stuff that we want to bring out. So we're going to be able to get that out there sooner or later, and we're going to try to get through hopefully all the racers and try to get them a good interview if they want to, because we don't want people to, you know, like, hey, I don't feel comfortable, but definitely going to get some interviews so we can pop those on the screen and kind of show you guys, you know, the incredible racers that are here competing to be the System 7 champion. Because I'm not gonna lie, man. You know, I think once this game releases and it's in a place where we do have some competitive integrity, I know we want to start, like, you know, putting some, you know, some not just a trophy and some ships. They definitely hopefully can win some cash. So I think it's gonna get a lot more competitive as the game gets better and as we get further into the development of Star Citizen. So very excited for that, Croncy.
Yeah, it already has gotten really competitive, which is
this year is like
I wanted to take a step back this year and just watch, not embarrass myself this time around. But yeah, the competitiveness of some of these guys, it's very friendly competitiveness, which we've talked about a couple of times. You know, a lot of these guys start practicing together and they share like tricks of certain tracks together. But everyone's now, you know, fighting for those first place. Everyone's now fighting for qualifying, right? So. Yeah, one thing I'd love to see that I think would really, really bring a real nice competitive spirit into all of this is with the new racetracks that we've been getting and the ones that we'll get in the future. I would love to see the world record holder name displayed in the mission text. If we can get that from CIG,
that'd be cool.
That'd be fantastic.
That'd be cool. Yep. Like, you know, this mission, and then you see like maybe the top 3 in the world right there, because you will have like a gold and bronze and see people competing. But you know what? Hey, I'm okay with not having that because, hey, we got SCR for that reason, right? They're doing a great job at having that top 10 in the world there. So as we make tracks, you know, as XGR makes tracks, as the entire community is making some racing tracks, they're being put in SCR. So go check that out, man. And go check out. You can upload your video. They'll make sure that all the runs is doing. All your runs are good. And then, hey, they actually take the time to validate your run. And if you get a good time, man, you're on the leaderboard. So I think it's really cool what they're doing. So excited to kind of see that continue to kind of develop and kind of grow into something big. So, hey, get back in your vehicle. Get back in. Hey, what are you doing?
He's throwing a bottle. He's throwing a bottle.
Hey, you throw that bottle. We fighting, man. He's throwing another bottle. So, but anyway, shout out to everybody at home watching. Thank you guys again for being here. Again, if you guys want to know more about Atmo Esports, you guys can follow us on our social media platforms, Atmo Esports, on our website, atmo.gg, or jump on our Discord, where we would love to have you there. And you can keep up to date with like news, events, new events that are coming out, and all that good stuff. Like right now, we have Fight or Flight. So if you like PvPs, a 2v2 PvP tournament where we should actually currently be releasing the rule book sometime next week, which I'm very excited about because I can't wait people to see what we have in store for them. I really, really can't. Fight or Flight is going to be absolutely animalistic. That's the word I'm going to use for that one. Animalistic. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait.
Yeah, I might have to sign up for this one. We'll see. I need to get some real dogfighting training in. Because after casting the creator Fight or Flight last year, that was really fun. It was really, really good. It looked like a very nice way to do those sort of 2v2s. And I'm excited what people can bring this time around because it was definitely one of the premier events last year.
Croncy, you definitely need to get in there, and you definitely need to participate in an event. I mean, you've done System 7, but PvP is in a whole nother different level. When you talk about nerves, when you talk about, like being in a competitive environment where you're literally like sweating and shaking, I think I'm not going to say racing doesn't bring that out of people. It 100% does. But I think like when you have another competitor trying to take you down in that same moment, I think that's a whole completely different experience for me.
Yeah, 100%. And there are so many amazing PvP players in like the community. Like,
yep.
Once again, we're talking about, how tight-knit all of these different communities are. The PvP community is another one. And they just practice and practice and practice. They just, they need to be better than everyone else that they're competing against. And they have the tools to do it. So it's probably the most competitive PvP I've ever really seen in Star Citizen is these events.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's a bummer that we don't have custom lobbies yet because a lot of the times, like I wish we could do best out of 3, but like if we do best out of 3 for a 64 player tournament, we would in the live servers where they have to reset, fly all the way back down, get ready, get in position. Each match would probably take like maybe like an hour almost, and we would just be there for like 24 hours straight trying to do all the matches. But it looks like we got all our racers. Croncy, I believe the grid is ready. I'm very excited for this. I believe we just got an ETA of a couple of minutes here to get the race started, guys. If you guys are just tuning in here, the race is about to begin. Show us who you're rooting for in this race number 2 presented by Game Glass for System 7. Show us some love, who you're rooting for. Put their name in the chat, show them some support, and let's get this race started here shortly in a second. So very excited, very excited. Let's go. I want to race.
I mean, look at that grid. It just, anytime you see the full grid just before the start of a race, feels good, feels exciting.
Yep. Let's take a look really quick one more time before the race starts at our leaderboard right now. Let's jump over to the leaderboard real quick. Right now we got Nomies, who's currently in that first spot, with that 25 points. We got Punch Buggy, which is Herbie, and with 18 points. Blackhawks with 12 points. Amrock Span with 8 points. So will any of these top 5 stay up there and hopefully continue to make a bigger lead than what they already have? So, hey, race is about to start here in a second. So let's see what happens here soon. Again, I feel like a veteran's going to take it. I'm hoping that somebody that hasn't put enough points on the board takes it. And I just want to see a big dog fight this year for first place, Croncy. I want to see like somebody win by like 3 points, or maybe like if they get, first place in race 7, like there's like 18 different scenarios that could happen for somebody to win. That's what I want this year.
Yeah, I mean that's always, it's the best way to have it like that little story of, these guys are competing, they're very close to each other, and they're literal points away from each other. Luckily for us, we're a bit away from that right now. It's still early days. We don't know really where anyone's going to fall on this. Like we've sort of said, yes, Herbie and Gerbo are top 2 position at the moment, but Cyclone RC is their specialty. We might not see them perform as well in the other races, whereas people like Nezhathil, like Diplomat, like Circo Worm from Capcom, those guys seem to have a bit of a better understanding of just like being good at all of the vehicles, right? So, and it does feel like those are the players that end up competing at for those prizes at the end. So I would like to actually know, and once we get these interviews going, probably ask with these players that do have a specialty in a particular vehicle, like Aaron as well, massive specialty in the PTV, how much they have been practicing these other vehicles.
Yep, no, I totally agree. We actually have some of that information, like what's their favorite vehicle like and things like that. But I think you're right. Having what their favorite race type is, like endurance racing, small circuit, time trials, endurance, dirt track racing, rallycross. There's so many types of races, so there's so many different types, so they can always be different professionals at what they do. So we're just getting the word here for one more second, guys. Let's see if we're ready to roll here and then get this race started. I'm very excited. I'm getting jitters like you at home. I just want this thing to start, and I just want to see who's going to take it today. So hopefully, I'm not trying to jinx it, Crossy. Hopefully there's no issues, and they can race across Microtech totally fine. So very, 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 very excited. So soon. Yeah, soon. They're telling us soon. TM. Yeah. Sorry.
Soon TM, exactly. We had this race the last 2 years. The first year there was a couple of issues with the Cyclone RC that made it a bit rough, but last year it was probably the best race that we had over the course of the entire series. It was really, really close. I think we had all 16 competitors finished that track as well, and at the moment, I am of the understanding that it is likely to be the same this year, where the Cyclone RC is a little bit more resilient, and the trees aren't nearly as deadly as they have been in the past. So that doesn't mean you want to ram trees. I wouldn't recommend that. You will obviously lose a bunch of time from doing that, but it should be a little bit safer than it has been before.
Gotcha. Yep. Totally agree. So. We're almost there, guys. I'm gonna be the one giving you guys a countdown for today's race. I'm very excited for it. Actually, I gotta get a couple things going, but I'm excited to get the countdown for today's race going for you guys. Very, very excited, seriously, man, because like these races, man, like I really care so much about all these competitors, and I care about the race, and I care about the game so much, and I just want everybody to do so well. But hey, we always got to have only one winner. So, and again, Con 42, if you guys are, around Germany, Frankfurt, Germany, come spend some time with us on April 22nd. Ammo Esports is going to be at Con 42. It's going to be myself, some of the other staff for Ammo Esports, man. So if you guys are around there, take a quick train, come over, hang out with us, have a beer. That's what it's all about. But, so we're about to get ready here soon for this countdown. Croncy, man, it's been, I just don't even know what to say anymore. I just want to go. I just want to go at this point, man. Yo, officials, yo. I know, man. I know. I'm just like, I get passionate, excited, man. Like, when race 1 started, dude, I was literally just like, dude, this is one of the best races that we've seen. That track was absolutely phenomenal. I just can't wait for this one, because this was like a mini rally, right? From like from Shubin to Eager, pretty much. So excited to see this one.
Yeah, very much tends to work that way, doesn't it? And I'm sure, Crucian, that the races themselves also share your sentiment. I'm sure they're rearing to go, but it looks like we're getting really, real close at the moment. It looks like we've got all the races. We're just waiting on a couple of cameras to make sure they're in position before we get started. And one thing I want to say, Crucian, I am noticing a very distinct lack of a lot of skins on these Cyclones. We've got a couple, but...
And you want to know what makes me mad, Croncy, is that I've been giving away vehicle skins left and right, man. Like, guys, get in the Discord, okay? Whenever you see the look, I gave away 6 different skins, and I still have 2 left over because 2 people didn't claim them. So you know what, man? Since I got 2 more vehicle skins left over, jump in the Discord. I'll probably do a giveaway on Monday, you know, and run it till Friday. But hey, we need to give away some more skins because I don't think it's actually. I have 4 different skins for vehicles.
Ooh.
So yeah, we definitely got to get, you know, some purple ones. We got to get some blue ones. We got to get some, you know, some red ones out there. So I totally agree with you, Crunchy. So hey, all these racers, man, for you guys at home, jump into Discord server, exclamation mark Discord. Come join us, right? And then we'll hopefully do some paint vehicle skin giveaways on Monday. Because yeah, you're right, man. I see too much red here. All right. Too much red.
So let's talk a little bit about just literally the very start of the track here, because it's very interesting considering sort of the majority of the endurance. So right at the start, just sort of past where you can see that that 325 100i, whatever it is, the origin ship that's currently floating there, they've got to do this sort of jump into this valley. And the interesting thing about the valley is there's a couple of different routes you can take. One of them takes you over a mountain, but then after you come off the mountain, it's a lot more of a smoother ride. One of them is sort of smooth the whole way, but you've got to do a little bit of a turn around, and you can lose some time that way. But the important thing is mostly you're just going to want to not crash into anyone right at the start here. And they are spaced out quite a lot for the grid, which is good, so they should be able to avoid a lot of that. But it's pretty much, for the most part, through the entire course of the tracks, the only time where you're going to be this close together, right? So we might see some people, there's been some strategies in the past with System 7 tracks where you just don't move for like 20 seconds just to make sure you have a clear shot at wherever you want to go. Inevitably, we're going to see some people absolutely gun it because, I mean, it's a race. Let's go fast. Let's get there ASAP. But it's also just going to look really cool watching all 16 of these races when they go off that little jump and they make this little curve. It's very cool.
Yeah, so you're seeing the overview camera right now, so you can see that you know, we have a package all the way on the right side, which is going to be the SMO area. So again, big shout out to our camera crew, all of our volunteers, man, that come help us out. But hey, race supposed to start in a second. I think we're waiting on one more thing real quick, guys, so we do apologize. But before we jump in here, man, I'm gonna go through show some love to some of our partners, man. Right now I've been wearing this for about 3 years, man. I gotta show some love here to Gamer Advantage. If we can pop them up, I would be great. So if you guys care about your eyes, right, I'm on my computer. I work from home the entire time. I work from home. I have a lot of screens in my face, all right? And Gamer Advantage has been with me. I am very prone to migraines. So Gamer Advantage has been with me for over 3 years. And they're always here to help you guys out. So if you guys use code ATMO, you guys get 15% off at checkout. So check out Gamer Advantage. If you work from home or you play a lot of games and you're in front of the screen a lot and your eyes start to hurt and shit, I promise you, all right? I promise you this shit will relieve that eye strain, eye pressure. And if you don't like it, man, they'll give you your money back. They'll ship it. They'll give you something to pay it back and ship it, and you get your money back. So I got my prescription glasses, Croncy. I just learned over time as I get way too, I don't know. I get too old, bro. I got too old, you know? It sucks. I get old, so now all of a sudden I need glasses, bro. I never needed glasses for 30 years of my life. And all of a sudden I need glasses. But anyways, Gamer Advantage takes care of me, and they're taking care of you as well. Another great thing that came in this year was CLX. CLX is a incredible company, and they've been wanting to be a part of the StarCitizen community for so long, and they built some incredible PCs. So CLX, if you guys type !CLX, you guys can get, you know, it's not a big discount, but it's 3% off of any of their builds, whether it's a laptop or a custom build. They do custom water loops. They do a lot of great stuff. So if you don't want to deal with the headache of building your own PC, check out CLX. They got your back, I promise, okay? If they don't got your back and you get a bad experience, come talk to me. I'm going to talk to them, and we're going to get it handled. So make sure you guys show some love to CLX, man. So, but yeah, anyway, that's all I got. No more sellout hat off. Oh, wait. Crossy wants to sell out. What's up?
Crucian will come to your house and fix your PC if necessary.
Oh, hey, why not, man? Why not? You got, I'll come myself. I'm not to build PCs. I know how to fix them. So, but yeah, let's get back to our reviews, guys. Sorry, I had to put sell out a hat on for a quick second there. It's always fun, man. It's always fun.
Yeah, definitely.
We had one of the racers had to replace a vehicle, and then we're good to go. Cool. So we have one more racer that he had to replace his vehicle to make sure that he's good to go, and then we should be ready to roll. So hey, again, big thank you to CIG for continuing to work on 318 and putting out the best product that they can. Very excited to see 318 2 come to live, and hopefully, man, I'm not gonna lie, Croncy, all the 319 stuff have been absolutely mind blowing. So I cannot wait for 319. Like 318 is already a completely different patch with PES, but man, 319 is looking like it has the features we want to troll the entire community.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
telling
big
you.
feature patch. It's a big feature patch, right? So whereas 318, did have some big stuff, right? Like it had PES and it had hull stripping and whatnot. It was a little bit light. It was a lot of back end stuff. 319 is just like feature. So yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Especially everything got committed pretty much the other week. So and it looks like we're really close. It looks like we're about to start, Crucian. It looks like we're about to do it.
Yep, all right, let's get it, chat, let's get some hype in the channel. I'm about to give a countdown, so make sure you cheer for your favorite racer. Let's get this started here, and let's see if we're ready. All right. Wait, I'm muted. All right, y'all ready for a countdown here? You sure? All right. All right, on go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, we should see a shaft come along here, ladies and gentlemen. And once that shaft is there, we should be able to see probably a little bit of a delay here. They should be on their way. We're ready to go. That shaft is delayed. Hey, let's get a shaft. Let's go. There we go. Shaft, go. Let's go, baby. Race is underway, and you guys can see on the top left, the leaderboard is control there. Already 24 seconds in. Big jumps already off the top ropes, dropping down into the snow. This race is already heated, Croncy.
It is, like I said, it is beautiful looking watching those cars come over that hill, and they're already in the midst of it, right? So they've got a couple of trees to navigate through here. They've got this large mountain that they're going to have to get over. But once they get on to the snow plains, we're going to have a lot better understanding of where everyone's positioned off the get-go, because there's a couple of different ways that they can take it before they get there. But once you're on the snow plains, you're pretty much set in stone until you get to the forest. It just looks beautiful. I love it. I'm happy, Christian. We're in it, man.
We're racing here, and here we go, guys. We're not going to get any updates on positioning until we get a little bit further in, because a lot of these groups are together, and trying to get those player tags are rough. But look at this. People are just swimming through. I would like to see who's in front right now with the overview, but for right now, we see a lot of the teams just head-to-head right now, getting hit with those rocks. Hey, man, you need to be able to pace yourself. All right, I think pacing yourself like you did, Croncy, in other races has worked out so well. But this view, absolutely incredible. Shout out to 7 there. We got a lot of people just racing. We got chase cameras. We got overview cameras. Our team, absolutely incredible, man. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to really watch, how people take these very small jumps, how they take these very small turns. The thing about an endurance race like this one is you can be 4 kilometers behind someone, and then because of maybe 3 or 4 small decisions you make, you can overtake them before the end of the race. So it's going to be very, very interesting there. And we've already seen them hop onto the snow plains now. It's going to take them about 4 minutes to cross this section, and it's going to be mostly boost control and mostly, choosing the little bumps that you decide. This is where I'm going.
No, it's looking great so far. Can you hear us, chat? Hold on. We're bringing stuff back in. Here we go. We see a lot of races back on. All right, refreshing here. I think we should be able to see this, Crumpsy. Right now, we see, man, you called it out very, very well here. We see Herbie, Aaron the God, Tinned right behind, Diplomat taking a big different line here, and then we got wired in from Delta Dietus right behind the pack as well. So, and then you got Magnasty Splen, Negerthal Circle Salem Frost, but man, you called it out, Crumpsy. We got Herbie way ahead of the pack there, and wow, he is moving.
Yeah, look, I had to support my honorary team concierge member, Herbie, and I'm happy he's doing this well at the start. However, look at how close everyone is together right now. We're only really at the end of the snowfield section. Everyone's still basically on top of each other. This is a very, very small difference here. Very cool to see Aaron, normally a PTV expert, also doing really well. Diplomat, I know, has practiced this track a ton over the course of the last 3 years and has found some very strange lines that have worked out for him over the years. So good to see him up there, and that's why we might see him take some different routes. I do not see Gerbo, though. I'm not sure where Gerbo is at the moment. Possibly towards the back of the pack. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, lots of action.
Yeah, right now we're trying to get the rest of our camera team back up and running. So we do apologize for you guys at home for going down, so suddenly. We do apologize, but hey, we got the race back on. We see Herbie, but I'm going to tell you right now, Herbie may have that little gap, but any little bump or bruise or any spun out at that point, and they're not going to be able to they're going to be able to catch up fairly quickly. Right now we're racing at night, so on their way back they should be able to see daylight come in. But Crunchy, from your experience, how does it feel racing at night compared to racing during the day? Is it a lot harder? Is it more challenging, or do you feel it's about the same?
To really depend, this track can really be, it can change very a lot. So in the snowfield section, it feels exactly the same, pretty much. You can see far enough ahead of you, and there's not really enough obstacles to mess you up. And even to a point, once we get to like the grassland section, once again, the only real obstacles are rocks for most of that. There's a couple of trees here and there. But when you get to the forest section, which is probably about 10 kilometers before, or 15 kilometers before the checkpoint, it gets pretty hard. It gets pretty hard, especially if, once again, there is like some weather impacting your vision as well. Now, there are some lines that you can take that'll make it a little bit easier. You can afford to go a little bit slower in that section, because at that point, everyone's going a little bit slower in that section.
Yep.
But it is harder. It is definitely harder.
Yeah, and right there, I saw Gravity Cat, having a way different, how do you say, Gravity Frag from Amarok's Fang, having a different line completely and going a lot more north than they are anywhere else. So very interesting to see what some of these racers are doing. And I think you see Gerbo a little bit up to north as well, from 7. So a lot of people are using that high part there. You see Gravity Cat, the only one being south. So very, very interesting, tactic or line right there, Croncy. But man, these everybody's still close in my opinion, and we're about halfway to get to SMO. To Calhoun Station. So they're gonna be able to kind of turn that back around, and then that's gonna be halfway through the race.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're going to see them right now. You can see them already. They've sort of start hit it in the trees. So they are going to go a bit slower now. We're probably going to see them hit the checkpoint section at about 22, 24, maybe 25 minutes, depending, because, the race experience is a lot different to a time trial. You've got to put a bunch of other things into your mind in that situation. In terms of Gravity Cat going that little south section, and I remember last year, Herbie had discovered that if you did take, I believe it was this really, really far right line, that you could end up basically having this massive flat section where you could just floor the vehicle the entire time. You're barely moving, you're barely turning, like there's no hills to deal with, that sort of thing. And that can really bring you back into the fray, because you're maintaining speed for a lot longer. So it's very possible that that's what Gravity Cat's doing.
Yep, and then right now you see Officer Ron Dog right on Herbie. You can easily tell because I've been, watching these guys race for so long that I already know what skin they wear, man. It's kind of wild to know that, hey, if they're like, he's the only one in that blue, so I'm surprised that other racers are not being, not using skin, so that way I can identify them a lot easier. But man, you see whoever's on this cam right now taking some big jumps over these big, I don't know what you want to call them, pine trees. But, man, they are really pushing it to the metal here with this Cyclone RC. Love to see it here, bobbing and weaving through these rocks. And these mountain passes, I'm going to tell you right now, Crunchy, are not so easy. We got Herbie, Diplomat right behind as well. Gravity Cat, they're all in a bunch. But right now, Diplomat, like I said, veteran, has been doing this already, racing in the System 7 for the past 3 years, right behind Herbie. So Herbie needs perfection if he really wants to nail this. And get and nail that first place in this race. Because I know that he has a chip on his shoulder from race number 1, Kroncy, and he's here to take it all. It seems like this guy is determined.
Yeah, and look at this mass of races that we have just behind Herbie and Diplomat, where everyone's kind of in a fight there. Basically, the distance between Herbie and Diplomat is almost the distance between Tint and Salem for us, right? So we've got this huge fight that's happening here. People are overtaking each other constantly, and it's going to really, really matter in these next couple of hills. Now, we can't really see it because it's a bit dark, but there's 2 really massive mountains that you encounter around this section. And once again, you've got a couple of different strategies to go through, but it's one of those things where if you are taking the same lines, it's going to be very hard for you to actually overtake anyone at this point.
No, I totally agree. And we should see the leaderboard here changing soon into what positions everybody is at right now. So you'll see things, changing. You see Punch Buggy, starting to move up in first place, Far Out coming up in second place. But that you still have that entire pack there, right? You still have that entire pack there. So it's going to be hard for you to see, like who's going to get together. But here's what's going to happen, right, Croncy? I think once they shoot around, Calhoun, I think that's where the gap is going to start because no!
Oh, no, Officer
Oh, okay,
Rundog.
that was just a camera guy. Yeah, he's not important. My bad. I love you, Officer Rundog. But like, I thought
this time.
I know, man. Hey, those trees are deadly. Camera guy, it's all good, man. Respawn, come back. Hey, we got the best camera crew in StarCitizen, so shout outs to them. I was scared because I was like, yo, is that a racer? But it's not. It was just a camera guy. So I'm not going to say he's not important. He's a very important Officer Rundog. I love you. Sorry about that. That was awesome.
That's all right. We use the term expendable.
Expendable? That's so great. But look at everybody here. We got Capcom Alpha. We got Team Viva here. We got Delta Dietis. We got Kuroda Racing. We got Team Splend. Everybody is literally all together. So there's still a big grab for third place here. But Herbie and Team Punch Buggy and Team Far Out way ahead of the pack, at least by a few seconds. I'm going to say a good 5 to 7 seconds overall. But anything could happen still. They can get stuck on a rock or something. But I don't think that with Diplomat or Herbie, who really, really practices quite often, is going to make any mistakes anytime soon, Croncy.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of strategies that I'm seeing employed by some of the racers that are further back that could definitely pan out towards the second half of the race. One thing I do want to mention with this track is that there are a couple of locations, at least in the past, where we've had fake rocks. Now, fake rocks are not new to StarCitizen. We see them every now and then. But if you've gotten your practice in and you've gotten your lines in, like we know a lot of these racers do, you can get a lot of advantage just absolutely slamming through some of those. So that really sort of shows us the more experienced racers. But yeah, we'll see if any of that happens today.
I don't think so, man. Like even some of the racers, what I love about this community, and even though this season is super competitive, at the same time, right? You see people like Herbie giving some of the competitors, hey, don't go through this mountain because it's gonna make you fall through the planet. They share that information so they can have the best competition possible, and that's what it's all about, to have that competitiveness, to do the right thing, to get the best outcome possible. And again, Herbie leading the pack. We got Diplomat, we got Delta Dietis wired in, and they're starting to see a lot of gaps now. Nezerthil and Gravity Cat trying to fight. Circle Worm from Catcom Alpha a little bit to the north that could, all of a sudden can really come in and just pass. Team Splen moving on in. This has been a great race. It's been close. In the back end here, Kroncy, we're seeing Skyer Alpha. We're seeing Kuroda Racing. We're seeing a lot of great teams here, but they need to be able to concentrate and move forward here because the gap is just getting bigger and bigger every single time.
Yeah, it is kind of cool because we haven't had this race at a full night in the last 2 years. It is really cool watching them right now in the trees have these two lines of lights as they're traveling through. And I also like that they have done that. We've got obviously these two lines. We've got a bunch of people that are following Herbie, a bunch of people that are following Circo Worm, and watching them converge, watching them space out. It's been really cool so far.
No, it's been great so far. And by the way, I don't see who's racing for Blackhawk. It's Ludox. If Ludox is racing for Blackhawks today, I don't see him on the board unless his party marker's on there. So because I'm seeing him right now right behind Herbie. So I mean, if we don't see him in the party markers, then most likely what we're seeing is that Ludox is behind Herbie and we just can't see him.
Yeah, exactly.
So
might be just the party marker bug might be plaguing us at the moment, but it does seem like Blackhawks might be right up there with Herbie. Yeah,
let's see. No, there's way too much people here, all together here. But look, we're already getting. How long have we been racing? Wow, this has actually been a lot quicker than what I thought. I thought this was going to be like a 50-minute race, and it's not. But we're already 18 minutes in to the race so far, and we still see, a lot of these same teams still holding on strong. Blackhawks in second, Team Far Out in third, Team Split in fourth, and a lot of these teams just changing back and forth. So a lot of different things happening right now, a lot of different lead changes, but we still see a lot of, let's see if we can, I can't see Ludox in there. But yeah, Herbie's still with a big lead ahead.
The car. If you look just ahead of Diplomat, you can see a car with its lights on.
That's him right there.
So that would likely be Ludox. So Ludox and Diplomat now,
you're right
next to each other, fighting for second.
Damn, that's right there, right behind Diplomat. So Blackhawks, man, showing them what's the money here. They came to play, like I said, man. They really impressed us during the qualifier times, Kroncy, and I love to see it that they're in second place right now. So I just love to see, newer people come in and really put in that practice and are really stepping up to be on the top of that leaderboard. Great to see.
Yeah, very much so. Now that we are approaching the checkpoint as well, this is the time we're going to see probably a couple of positions change place as people start to slow down to come around that section, as well as to avoid people ahead of them coming back. That was a thing that was definitely happening last year. There was no collisions, but it's something that you've got to look out for. So some of these battles, like that we've got between Ludox and Diplomat, and Circle Worm and whatnot, a little bit further behind, we're probably going to see a couple of changes here. And there we go. This is going to be Herbie going around the checkpoint, first one to reach it. We're halfway through.
There we go. Yep, very, very good job here. We got Ludox and Diplomat, and everything's still so close, man. Anything can still happen. I don't want to jinx anybody, but man, this race has been pretty electrifying so far. Already done halfway. 19 minutes through is about, I'm going to say it's about going to be, I thought it was going to be a 50-minute race. It's going to be about a 40-minute race overall, but everybody's already meeting that and turning around and on their way. You see Delta Dietis is wired in. Team Splend, we got Splend Shepherd around the corner. Gravity Cat, Team Viva, man. Nezerthil is being left so far, guys. You need to be careful. Don't bump into each other. All right, you do not want to lose. There's Ludox right there, right behind Herbie. So it was definitely called. So Infinite Empire's right behind him, man. Incredible race so far. Incredible race, man.
Yeah,
look at these guys
as they come around. This is four
Gunning,
races,
man.
like literally right next to each other. So it's going to be interesting watching them come out of this section. One thing I did notice as people have started coming around. Oh, no. Oh, you hate to see that. Hitting one of the lampposts, loses 2 positions. Going to have to fight for that.
Oh, that's tough.
But I did notice Gerbo, who was basically at the back of the pack for the entire snowfield section at the start of the race, has gotten himself right up in towards the middle there. So a lot of ground has been made there, but we've also just seen a bunch of positions change in the course of the checkpoint. So let's see what they can do when they come back. There's a couple of strategies that you can do on the snowfields and the mountains that may not be completely obvious at the start, but yeah, fantastic race so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something here too. I love to see it, but I feel like a lot of these other teams are pretty much, I don't know, maybe they have a disadvantage because, hey, they're racing at night. But I feel like, hey, if you're gonna be a racer in this racing league where you are considered the best top 16 racers in the entirety of Star Citizen, you better come ready to accept the challenge of any terrain in the game, whether it's night, whether it's snow, whether it's raining scrambled eggs or raining ducks. It doesn't matter, man. You better get on that track and bring the best that you can, because, man, this is it's been great already halfway through, already 22 minutes into the race. And again, looking at the leaderboard, Team Herbie still, Team Punch Buggy still leading the race head on.
Yeah, Herbie looks to have like an absolutely fantastic, commanding lead here. You can see right there, Ludox and Diplomat still fighting for that second place position, and Splend not too far behind either. And once again, we've gotten into the same situation I was mentioning before, where we've got a secondary line, which a couple of the races have taken, which is currently led by Gerbo, as they go around this other side, which might give them the edge that they need if the lines match up later on to get ahead of that first pack. One thing I also want to mention is, like, yeah, this time was a lot faster than you might have expected, Crucian, and honestly, it was a little bit faster than I expected, and it just goes to show how much more competitive this event continues to get year by year, and how amazing these races are getting, and how much practice they're putting in. It is awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And what I love about this is that on the way where they were going towards Calhoun is that they found a lot of hills and going down a lot of hills. On the way back, they have to go up a lot of those hills, and especially going up those hills is when you need to really dodge a lot of those rocks. So that's where it comes when you're studying that tape, when you're studying the terrain. What's the easiest path to go towards Calhoun, and what's the easiest path to come back? Because sometimes it's a lot more difficult to take the same path if you're going down that downhill to going uphill. So it's always about practicing and trying to get here. Hopefully, this guy doesn't smack into one of these trees, taking it slow. But man, a lot of these guys showing why they're some of the best here. And again, looking at this right now, Capcom Alpha are on that 6th place spot. Ghost Corporation, love to see him up there as well in 7th place. Team Nomi's in 8th. Amrock's Fang right now in 10th. Viva in 11th. Leviathan Corp, Skyr Alpha down in about 12th place. Corroda Racing in 13th. So there's anything could still happen because they're all close together. So we're I think we have about another 15 minutes of the race so far to go, Croncy, before we see somebody be our winner for today.
Yeah, and once again, look at this line of races as they come through. I'm fairly sure every single racer this year has completely studied their lines. This is like everyone's gotten the most optimized position they can. It looks awesome. One thing that is going to be really exciting, though, is when we do get into that final section, when they're jumping towards the finish line. As you can see, they're still very, very deep in the green there. You can sort of just make out where the snowfields start there. And for the most part, I believe it's about 300-400 meters of elevation that you lose overall going from Smo 18 to Calhoun. So yeah, it is a literal uphill battle on your way back, which means your boost's going to be more important. You're going to not want to take too many jumps, and yeah, you've got to be really, really specific about your lines coming back. It always tended to be about 10-15% longer on the way back than it is on the way there.
No, I totally agree, and I'm just been popping up some profiles here. We just saw a little profile with Herbie racing with mouse and keyboard. We got Diplomat, all the way from Sweden, Team Far Out with mouse and keyboard as well. So a lot of these guys, man, just racing, just using the basic controls of the game. But like I like using pad, but man, a lot of these top racers using mouse and keyboard. We got Saji-sama all the way from Iceland here, another mouse and keyboard racer. So some incredible racer profiles there for you guys to kind of take a look at as well, which I just love to see it, man. A lot of these guys doing a great job here. And Herbie still taking that lead. Ludox right behind, wired in, And then you see like Gerber the Gnome, like they're taking a little bit more of a south directory as where you see Herbie coming in from the north to northwest, going down. And I feel like Gerber the Gnome is picking up a lot of space in this race. And I don't know, Kronstein, I feel like he can come out from that eight place spot and probably get up there to that top 5 easily if he continues, I don't know, zooming through those trees as we want to say.
Yeah, most likely. I did sort of mention, right? They took a different line, and that was what got Gerbo and a couple of these other races, like Sanji. Sanji was also towards the back of the pack at the beginning of the race. That has brought them a little bit further in. As they're making the same trek backwards, or at least it seems to be the same trek backwards, they are gaining a little bit more ground, but it might not be what they need to get the podium position. I think at the moment, Herbie, barring any massive issue, it's going to be hard for anyone to catch up to Herbie now. So I'm really, really looking at Ludox, Diplomat, wired in this little 3-race battle that's happening there until we see these lines converge, which already right now, as we're watching, they're starting to. These lines are starting to come back in together as they approach the snowfield.
Yep. And again, this is, this race has 2 different biomes. You get that incredible snowy mountain passes biome, and then you get, I don't know, what do you call it? The forest biome, the pine cone tree biome. I don't know what it is, but they get an incredible landscape of just beautiful green trees, rocks, mountain passes. And this race, man, you may think is easy because, you're just going from one direction to another, is actually a lot more difficult than you think. So anyways, looking at the profile here from Skyer Alpha all the way from Spain. I know Salem Frost. I believe he has a very cool sim pit. Sometimes he uses the wheel, but sometimes he uses also mouse and keyboard. So I just love seeing a lot of these, these guys, having their profiles here on SCR.GG where we can kind of show the community, who's behind it racing. But it's absolutely incredible. We got Splend Shepherd as well from the US. He plays with a controller. So it's very cool to see some of these guys in here. But man, look at that, man. Gerber the Gnome right behind almost Splen right there. And Splen is right there around 6th place spot. So, dude, they're doing absolutely, they're really bringing up a lot of terrain. And they're putting that Cyclone RC to the best of their abilities right now in order to kind of catch up and hopefully not fall too behind to Herbie in that points leaderboard, Crunchy.
Yeah, so we've now seen the 2 lines. These 2 sort of groups have now converged, and we're probably going to see them air right behind each other for the entire rest of the track, which there is not much left of. It is going to be basically a straight shoot towards the ending. A couple of mountains here, a couple of hills here, but for the most part, it's going to be all about your boost control now. That's all that matters at this point. Although we just see Ludox smash into a tree and go behind one player, right? So there's a lot of play. Everyone's really close together. One mistake here is probably going to hit you back 1, maybe 2 places. It is wild to me how they have been able to stay this close together for this entire race.
Yeah, that's tough, man, there for Ludox. Getting hit into that tree and being able to back out of there, man, that's so tough, Croncy, because like to kind of go throughout the entire race, throughout what, like 90% of it, and then to hit into that tree, man, that's going to be tough, but he needs to make up some ground. I love seeing Gerbo just coming out of nowhere, coming back. We see Nezutil towards the end in Team Viva. We see Pixie Guns with Triple R Racing towards the end as well. So, there is definitely a lot of things happening here, but hey, we're almost done. We're about 10 minutes out to getting Herbie with some massive points on the board, from taking 2nd place in race number 1 to taking, 1st place in race number 2. That could be massively huge for him to give him a great leaderboard, point advantage going into race number 3, Croncy. So he's doing a great job. He keeps a great pace. And like you said, he practices a lot and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even at the moment where we stand with these top 8, these players are going to be absolutely ecstatic about it. So, Blackhawks managed to finish 3rd last race. If they're able to get another podium position, once again, puts them in a massive spot. We've got Diplomat from far out, currently in 3rd place position. Managed to get the top 8 last week, but didn't manage to get podium. Once again, a great position to be in. But if Herbie can get this 1st place, it is going to be an uphill battle for everyone to try to catch past Herbie for the remainder of the entire event. So you've got to be really, really happy to be Herbie, but stay focused, finish the race first.
I mean, I mean, you can say that, but hey, remember, like, this is probably the only, well, not the last race that we use Cyclone RCs. The rest races, you're gonna see Gravlev vehicles, PTVs. You know, you have the STV as well. So, you know, all I'm gonna say is that, you know, like, after we're done with the Cyclone RC races, now the challenge is gonna be ahead, because you need to be a master of all these different vehicles that always have a different type of being raced, especially, you know, in the BTR track. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what a lot of these other racers can do coming up with Gravlev style vehicles, and then the PTV in itself. So very looking forward to, you know, to these races and see if they're practicing enough to make a difference here, Croncy.
Yeah, and I feel like particularly with the Gravlev races, you have a lot more opportunity for mistakes, basically. So you can really take those opportunities from the other players when they make mistakes and capitalize on them, and make up that difference that you can't necessarily do as much in something like the Cyclone RC, which accelerates to full speed very quickly. So yeah, you'll crash into a tree of Cyclone RC, but unless there's someone within maybe 100, 200 meters of you, you can usually still maintain that position. But that being said, this race has been so close that those collisions have mattered, right? We have seen people have to sort of get past those. But yeah, it's an interesting one. One thing I am noticing though is it looks like Diplomat has pushed out onto possibly second place now. We'll have to see once we get closer. And there's still fighting going on there with Ludox as well. They have not stopped fighting, I feel like, since the beginning of the race.
Yeah, they're literally right on top of each other, which is absolutely incredible, man. And you know, they have been neck on neck the entire race. And I feel like the second Ludox should have had that bump on there. They should have been able to just, you know, Diplomat should have been able to increase that gap. But no, Ludox said, you know, it's only a little bump. I'm going to stay concentrated, stay focused, and hopefully I can take that second place. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Karansi, towards the end, when they get to that finish line, it's going to be some photo perfect finishes. So I hope that the team is ready, that when they're able to see when these racers are coming through that finish line, they're able to see who exactly is coming through, because they're neck on neck this entire race. And that's going to be tough to determine what placement is what if they don't get close to seeing who's going to be placing in that position.
Yeah, we're right on it now. We're in the mountains just before the snowfield now. One thing I noticed was that Herbie actually took a much sharper right turn to come into the mountains, where I saw Diplomat and Ludox take a little bit more of a left position. The reason they did that is because, once again, as we were talking about before, it's a literal uphill battle on your way back, and there's a couple of mountains where you're going to lose a bunch of speed, and the positioning might not be necessarily as relevant at that time if you get a decent boost off of it. So keep that in mind. If we go back to the overview camera, you will see that there are sort of those two lines that you can take.
Yep. And I believe we're about 12 to 14 kilometers away from the finish line. As you can see, Herbie already transitioned into that, what do you call it? Into the snowy biome right now. Yep. And into the snowfields is transitioning into there. So as soon as you see that, they're going to start getting a lot closer into the finish line. So very excited for him to see, because I think once you get through that, forest mountain passes, Karansi, that is pretty much, in my opinion, some of the hardest parts. And once you get back to the snowy plains, it's basically a straight shot to the finish line and a straight shot to victory, in my opinion. So very, very great races so far. Still seeing a lot of fighting overall, throughout this entire race, but they're getting very, very close here towards getting back to SMO 18.
Yeah, they're very far ahead. They're very, very close. I can't quite make out the names in that first little section there. I don't think. I think those are just some of our crew going. But you can see Herbie, Diplomat, presumably Ludox. We don't see his name there, but I do think that Ludox is in that section. Wyatt and Gravity Cat. These guys are right on top of each other. There we see Splen has just come in too. And it looks like we also have a bit of a north line coming through as well. The biggest thing that's going to matter in a couple of these races with, you know, these people right next to each other is, the very end is like its own little mountain range when you're coming into the finish line. So if you're taking the right lines there, if you're getting your boost right when you hit that jump, that's going to be the difference. So make sure you're conserving it at the correct times here.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really messed a lot too much with the boost timing since the vehicle changes, but I mean, I think Herbie does a great job at really, especially during the qualifiers, knowing exactly when to use boost, know exactly when to get a lot faster. And look at that, man! Only a couple 100 meters away from each other, Diplomat and Ludox. Diplomat taking that lead away and being ahead, and then we got Delta Dietus in 4th, Amarok's Fang, team split in 6th, Nomi's in 7th. All the way from behind there, Kuroda Racing Sanji too, man, coming out of nowhere. Yep. Capcom Alpha in 9th, Infinite Empire in 10th, Frontier Consolidated Racing in 11th. Man, and the group is still behind, man. This is not as easy as people think. But Kroncy, I'm telling you right now, I think Babbage Bash on April 29th is going to be an absolutely incredible race. I can't wait for that. But for right now, man, I feel like anybody could still take anywhere between 4th place all the way down to 16th. So these guys just need to be able to concentrate and, again, do what Herbie's doing. Bring out the best of the vehicle that you're using and pushing it to its limits. And it's just scary to see how much he can control that vehicle and do so well. And just, dude, I'm mind blown. Guy's a wizard. He's a wizard, Hattie.
Yeah. He like it was kind of crazy. He came out last year out of nowhere and started getting these really good performances in Cyclone RC, and then it feels like he's doubled down over the course of the last year and just become like I will keep saying he is the best Cyclone RC racer in the game, bar none. And I mean, he proves it, right? Every time he's in it, he's absolutely smashing it. I believe he had the highest qualifier time in Cyclone RC. He came 2nd last week. Looks like we're going to be seeing him come 1st this week. So, yeah. And there's something to be said as well with all of these races about, once again, because you have to use a bunch of different vehicles over the course of the series, making sure that you're putting the effort in the right spots. So if you think you're really comfortable with the Cyclone RC, then, you know, maybe it's worth practicing those races a little bit more and just trying to go for it as hard as you can, and then only having maybe a little bit of practice for something like a Dragonfly race that you're not super comfortable with, and trying to exploit that sort of that way that the tournaments run.
You know, I totally agree. And if like one thing I like about this race is once you start going over the mountain pass, the big side of it, you start to see like SMO 18 come into the horizon. And then, like, you know, that's when I would start smiling from ear to ear. It's right here. You see it. As soon as he goes up, he's going to come back down. And then you're going to see SMO 18. And that's going to be your winner, hopefully, for today. I'm not going to say, you know, he's the winner right now. But, man, like, here you go. You coming up. And then you just see, as soon as you pass by, that's going to be, you know, the starting line. And hopefully your winner here today is going to be Team Punch Buggy, Herbie, finishing 1st place here in race number 2 with the System 7 presented by Game Glass. Incredible job, Herbie. Wow. Wow, Kroncy.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic finish. And I want to point out, Herbie had let me know that his best time before this was a 38.53. So very, very close to his best time. And then we also just saw Diplomat from Far Out and Ludox from Blackhawks getting 2nd and 3rd place position, picking up some podium seats. They were fighting it till the very end, right behind each other. We're still seeing some fights further on. There you go, wired in, Gravity Cat right next to each other. This is a great end.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of people finishing right now. Everybody's coming in hot. We got a lot of great teams here. Punch Buggy really cementing 25 points. Far Out 18 points. Blackhawks adding on to their 12 points already. But, man, it's been an absolutely incredible race so far. I am absolutely loving it, Kroncy. They've been all doing so great. Look at the rest of the teams. People, Saji Sama, what's happening? Why are you slowed down? My guy, go! What are you doing? Everybody's going crazy right now.
Yeah. This is an incredibly quick finish for everyone. We're only a minute past first place finishing, and we're almost at everyone completed. That is incredibly close, especially for a 40-minute endurance race.
I know, man. Everybody's been doing great. 40 minutes, and here's me thinking that it was going to be a lot easier, right? It's going to be a lot easier. All the teams finishing today, and that is going to be an incredible race, for today. I'm loving it, man. A lot of these teams, congratulations to Team Herbie. First place there, Fard, and second, Black Sauce in third. Let's go down to the middle a little bit. We got Team Split in sixth. Nomi's finishing in seventh after finishing first in the Snake Pit and showing some dominance with the Cyclone RC, but it seems like this endurance race was a little completely different to him, dropping in down to seventh place. Team Viva in ninth, Corona Racing in 10th. I mean, Kronstew, how do you feel about these positions right now for the entire race? But you called it, Herbie. Guy's different, man. It's incredible.
Yeah, like I said, no one practiced this race, I think, as much as Herbie did. Absolutely smashed through it the last couple of weeks. Knows that the Cyclone RC is his strength and capitalized on that and managed to pull it out. And not only that, but now has, I believe, math is not necessarily my strong point, but I believe now has 38 points on the leaderboard after race number 2, which is really, really good for reference. In the previous System 7s, the top couple of places were maybe at like 70 or 80 points. So Herbie's got to be feeling absolutely fantastic about this. Diplomat, didn't have that great of a performance last race. Manages to push it back up this week and gets that second place position. And really awesome to see Ludox also crush through it, right? And that's back-to-back third place positions, getting them in also a really, really good spot. I'm not 100% on the math, but I think that'll put them second place on the leaderboard at the moment. But everyone, amazing performances from everyone. It was so close for the majority of the race. We saw so many takes. We saw so many fights. Once again, this is back-to-back. Race 1, amazing race. Race 2, amazing race. This is a really, really fun series.
Really, really good. Yep. We've mentioned this enough times that the competition today, in this day and age here for System 7, man, we got some of the best competitors. We, throughout the qualifying rounds, everybody was literally close, milliseconds, behind each other. You need to really hit about a 1:31, 1 minute 31 seconds in order to even qualify. So, the level of competition right now in the System 7, like you said, Kronstein, higher than ever. So, man, these guys, I want to say I really appreciate everybody for toughing it out today. A lot of delays, a lot of issues, but hey, we had a nice high-level competition of this race here today in the Microtech Tundra Dash, and I really appreciate it. And look at that, some fireworks, some love. It's been a great day. It's been a great day for racing.
Yeah, it really, really has. Also, a quick shout out to our security. It seems like they had their own little fun during the course of the event. So thank you very much, security, for keeping us safe.
I know, man. I know. Hopefully they had a good time. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to give you guys the updated leaderboard here very, very soon. So guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back to give you an updated leaderboard as we do a little, click, clack, calculations on the back end. So, guys, take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up, give you guys the updated leaderboard to see where our racers are currently being placed and see what's going to happen leading into race number 3 of the System 7. So, thank you guys so much for watching. We're not going anywhere yet. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for supporting your favorite racer. Shout out to the entire, Atmo Esports team staff and security, Walkers of Sigma. I love you. We'll be right back.
Mayday, this is Red Wind, FR 9183, requesting immediate support. I'm under fire from an unknown number of hostiles. Sending my location now.
HQ, strike team. Contract assigned.
HQ, strike team, roger. Proceeding to target. Red Wind, Foxtrot, Romeo, 9-1-8-3, Walker Strike Team on site for assistance. HQ, Strike Team, contract fulfilled, ready for tasking.
Five, four, three, two, one, go!
Your eyes are the gateway to your brain. It's time to start getting serious about protecting them. Reinforcements have arrived. Introducing Gamer Advantage, a gaming wellness company rooted in science. Patented, clinically proven, and trusted by thousands of people. Our glasses are designed to fit comfortably under a headset, look amazing, and offer protection indoors and
Head tracking adds so much to immersion in supported first-person games. When you try it, you're going to see why it makes so much sense. It's been created to seamlessly let you look where you want to, and with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, everything just works. Tobii has been the go-to name for head and eye tracking, and over time, their product has evolved. Their newest implementation has the most simplified setup because they did all the work for you. Offering both head and eye tracking, Tobii is able to track precisely through glasses or contacts, and once calibrated, it will never lose its center. The head tracking solution that integrates at the bottom of a flat or curved monitor, look at what you want to target sooner, look at what you want to lock your missile to, look at where you want to bomb, look in the direction that your ship is traveling to get the edge. Look around and get the advantage. Just look and let Tobii Eye Tracker 5 do the rest in Star Citizen and a host of other simulation titles. It's so natural that you forget it's there.
Esports is proud to bring you a championship event like no other. The System 7. This exciting rally circuit pays homage to Earth's classic rally and Formula One traditions, pushing drivers and their teams to their absolute limit across some of the toughest terrains Stanton has to offer. Qualifying teams will push through 7 individual races located across the system, from the isolated moons of Crusader to the bustling city centers of Hurston and Microtech. Each race, pilots will control a featured vehicle, from the rugged Drake Dragonfly to the lightning-fast Tumbril Cyclone, navigate perilous terrain and conditions, as well as one another. Racers will face off on Magda, crashing through mountain passes and dusty valleys. Wallow, where jutting cliffs and deep craters force pilots to thread the perfect line. And Cleo, where one wrong move means plummeting into a lunar sea. Racers will pick up individual wins across the races, but only the team with the highest overall standing can claim the title of System 7's champion. Sign-ups begin soon. Get your crew together and join us for the System 7. You won't want to miss it.
That's all right, guys. Christian will be here any second. That was an absolutely fantastic race, guys. There he is. There he is.
All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Welcome back to System 7 here, presented by Game Glass with race number 2, Microtech Tundra Dash. And thank you so much for your help, Crunchy. We got our new leaderboard update. So, guys, without further ado, sorry to make you wait. Here's take a look at our newest leaderboard and who is the current standing of who's in first place and who's all the way down to the bottom. So let's take a quick look at this. We got, Team Punch Buggy putting 25 extra points on the board. So all the way up, taking that first place spot of 43 points. Team Nomies, unfortunately, they fell a little bit behind there in 7th place, currency, and only were able to put about 3 points on the board from race number 1. So they still have a good chance. They're still in 2nd place at 28 points. Blackhawks doing a really great job at staying in 3rd place, and hopefully they really won in 2nd place, but did a great job with coming home with 12 points, putting them at 24 points total of the board. Diplomat getting that 2nd place, getting 18 points on the board, which puts him in 4th place. In Crunchy, the leaderboard, it's only going to get better as other races come along, and as you can see, it's very easy for a leaderboard change to happen here. So, I mean, with race number 2 completed, how are you feeling about the leaderboard so far?
Yeah, it's looking fantastic at the moment. The only person that sort of, can take a little bit of a a little bit of a breath and step back a little bit is Herbie, because we've got Nomies and we've got Far Out, we've got Blackhawks, all right next to each other and all within range of someone else just getting a first place position and knocking them out, right? So, it's for an amazing first race, an amazing second race. We've also got we're starting to get this really awesome leaderboard position. It was also good to see Splen able to pick up a couple of points, put themselves on the board, and a couple of other players, were able to get themselves, a little bit of a more solid position in the top 8.
Yep, no, I 100% agree. But hey, without further ado, I just want to say thank you, everybody, to the racers and competitors here for the System 7. Thanks to the staff, incredible security. I want to say it all over again, but I really love you guys, man. We put on a great show for the community today. I hope everybody at home enjoy the race. And again, if you want to get involved with Atmo Esports, join us over on our Discord, !Discord. I want to give a big shout out to all of our partners who are helping us make these events happen. And guys, we'll be back here on April 29th with a Nox race, Gravless with the Babbage Bash. Don't miss that, man. It's going to be electrifying because I know for a fact, Croncy, there's going to be some leaderboard changes because a lot of these guys that are racing are Gravlev professionals. So I can't wait for that. Croncy, any last words before we take off?
Well done, racers. Thank you, community, for everything you do. Thank you, security. Thank you, Enigmatic. I feel like Enigmatic needs to be shouted more into the world. It's an absolutely fantastic helper for Atmo, and yeah, very excited for the next race.
Well, thank you all so much again to everybody watching at home. We love you. April 29th, Babbage Bash. Be here. We'll see you on the next one. Love you guys. Appreciate it.